And a very good evening, everybody, and welcome into another edition of the Hockey Night on Broad Flyers pregame show. Tonight, the Philadelphia Flyers play host to the Dallas Stars as they look to try to get back on track after a disappointing fares the last couple games as they meet for the first of two meetings this season, first starting off tonight at the Wells Fargo Center. And a pleasant good evening, everybody. I'm your host, James Scorza, here for the next 15 minutes or so as the Flyers, like I said before, looking to try to find some answers after a disappointing game on Tuesday night as they took on the Toronto Maple Leafs and looking to try to get back on track and have their fair shares of up and downs and trying to get back on their right foot here tonight against the Dallas Stars. As we always do before we get into our topics of the night, we always recap the previous game that happened and what occurred on the very night for the Flyers. Obviously, the last time the Flyers were playing was on, like I said, on Tuesday night when they took on Toronto, and it was early on in the Flyers looking to try to get off on the right foot early on in the game on Tuesday night, but to feel like the good presence of the Flyers were trying to get off to a real positive start, but for the Flyers, the icebreaker came in. It was only just a few minutes into the game, so around the 5-minute mark, saw our first scrap between Joe Farabee and one of the Toronto Maple Leafs. But later on in the first period, right after the Flyers got that scrap out of the way and a little bit of tensions between the two clubs, between the Flyers and the Maple Leafs in the first period, after a while, the Flyers tried to get the icebreaker, and they did on this very important night, as the Flyers got an early response by Travis Konecny to get credit for the first goal of the game and give the Flyers an early 1-0 lead, and would stay that way after 20 minutes in the books. But to the second, the Flyers looking to try to get more response, but it did not take the Maple Leafs. Did not take the Maple Leafs on to, later on. Did not take the Maple Leafs long to follow up on a goal themselves, and it only took a minute into the first period and tried to get a response, and they did with John Tavares, who got credit for the goal, being Flyers netminder Ivan Fedotov to tie the score up at 1-1. But later in the second period, the Flyers will get a response once again. This time, it would be TK getting his second goal of the game. This time, the Flyers had an opportunity to get the credit for the second goal, and that was the last goal. They scored basically the whole game and gave the Flyers a 2-1 lead, though, early on in the second period. But right back, though, came the Leafs exactly 30 seconds later. And Austin Matthews, who gave a little bit of props to Travis Konecny at the end of the game, saying that he needs to get more recognition because how great he is in the league. But the captain for the Maple Leafs this night had tied the score right there for Toronto and not the score up at 2-2 after 40. But inside the third period, the score remained tied at 2 apiece for the Maple Leafs and Flyers. But it was the one that got credit for the goal a couple nights ago for the guys for the Maple Leafs. But it was Matthew Knies bringing the heat and also been on a tear as of lately, going back to the last meeting they had a couple nights ago against the Maple Leafs, this time in Toronto. But this night in South Philly would give the Maple Leafs the lead, a 3-2 lead after. We'll give a 3-2 lead early on in the late in the third period. But the Flyers will try to get a response to try to tie the score and send the game into overtime, but missing opportunity after opportunity. And it was another opportunity that the Flyers could have the chance to probably extend the game into overtime, but it wasn't the case on this night, as the Flyers lose again to another team that's basically one of the top teams in the conference right now. And this time was the same score like they had on Sunday night against the Maple Leafs, and it was the same score, but it didn't have to take long in regulation as they won it 3-2 after the Maple Leafs won this one by a final score of 3-2. As we check out the comment sheet here, as we always do, David Berry checks into our program. What's going on, Dave? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for chiming in, man. I really do appreciate it. And also, we are on Hardcore Sports Network tonight. And also, if you are interested in watching the post-game show afterwards, Pat Bernard and Pavel will get you ready for that on the Stream Punk Entertainment Network to get you ready for the post-game show after that. But we are on Facebook. We are trying to get on YouTube, but Also, it's my Facebook and YouTube tonight. So it's at Hardcore Sports Network and my yours truly page over at Facebook. So like I said, the Flyers trying to come into this game here tonight. But like I said, the previous game, that was the previous game between the Flyers and Maple Leafs. But setting the stage for this game here tonight should be the big key here in this game for the Orange and Black after a – sorry, I got just trying to figure out what the real circumstances is about the realization of what the Flyers had to look forward to. So for this key matchups of this game here tonight, I expect more, probably the same as they did the last couple games. And sure, the Flyers have a rebuilding season, and this is basically one season that you can say that this is not one of the best seasons that the Flyers have had. And it feels like they are in a rebuilding season, but it feels like a domino effect has happened in regards to wins and losses of the team. And also having a very good first period is always very important, but you have to finish and always be a good time, especially more so tonight, to get back on track, especially against the Dallas Stars team who is coming into this game tonight. As for the Dallas Stars themselves, they are third in the Central behind right now Winnipeg and the Minnesota Wild in the Western Conference right now, but is leading the way in that leading the way in that category is Matt Duchene and Jason Robertson, who has both 39 points this season, as they are the first and second leading players on the team right now. As like I said, if you want to keep a close eye on the Stars tonight, I mean, sure, it's not the old Dallas Stars team that they had back in the day, but the biggest thing I take out of this game here tonight is that their power play is just similar like the Flyers. It's not really gotten it going. They're ranked 31st in the NHL right now, but I can say it wasn't a factor in that game against the New York Rangers on Tuesday night when they were at Madison Square Garden. And I believe they got one more game on the road trip, and then they go back home for a few more games. So they're having a little bit of a Eastern road trip like the Flyers had back on New Year's and Christmas around their Western road trip. And like I said, and they'll meet up one more time later on in the season, this time in Dallas. That'll be at American Airlines Center. But like you said, the one player or two players you got to keep a close eye on tonight, maybe three, is that Matt Duchene is one guy you got to keep a close eye on, Jason Robertson, and maybe Rope Hintz or maybe Wyatt Johnston in this game tonight as they look to try to get back on track, especially in this game tonight, and especially the Stars looking to try to find what their footing is as we get closer and closer to puck drop. All right, let's check into who's trending up and who's trending down on this night. For the Flyers, though, who's been trending up in the right direction is Travis Konecny, who's been having himself a very good season overall. Yeah, I can say right now, I won't say the words he's getting hot again, but he looks like he's been playing very, very well as of lately. A couple times before, I would say either it was like Noah Cates being red hot or Tyson Forster getting red hot. So for me, who's trending up in the right direction is Travis Konecny, and I would be pretty sure he will be in that Four Nations. I would say it's like an all-star game. I'm not sure what it is, but he'll be on the Canada side of that because I believe he made that team alongside Travis Sanheim. And also, again, praised by one of the goal scorers that are one of the big players in the league, and Austin Matthews can go a long way when the Maple Leafs came into town. But so I expect more of the same here tonight for Travis Konecny. I think he'll have a very, very good game against the Dallas Stars. And I guess for who's trending up for the Dallas Stars' sake, I would say, like I mentioned, is that they like to score goals. So I would advise everybody to say this is like a team that knows how to play very well here. So I would say, for me, I mean, who's trending? It's more like it's trending down than who's trending up for the Dallas Stars. For who's trending down for the Flyers' sake, though, it's like, I guess I can expect more of the same again here tonight as the Flyers take on the Stars and have that same firepower that they always had as Dallas going back years. And I remember a long time ago that the Flyers could never beat Dallas. I mean, they would beat Dallas, but sometimes there was times the Flyers were good when they beat at Dallas, but at the same time, the Dallas Stars were struggling. The last couple of times the Flyers did play Dallas, it was I feel like it was the Flyers did not have the favor in these ones, but right now, I mean, last year, the last meeting they had against the Dallas Stars was a very good matchup in that game. But a different team now than it was last year. Same thing with the Dallas Stars. So for me, they have a lot of team. They got a lot of credit on that team. They got a lot of players on that team. So I got to give a lot of credit to Pete DeBoer, who's done an admirable job with the Dallas Stars this season. And he has played, and he's done a very good job with players, and even goaltenders have played to the high standards that they have all season long for the guys in Dallas. And tonight will be a big, tall task for the guys in orange and black as well. All right, let's check out our injuries and scratches of the game as we get closer and closer to puck drop. The only injury in this game tonight, and no scratches in this game tonight for the Flyers, so everybody's a full go. Nick Deslauriers is still trying to nurse that upper body injury. He has been out for quite some time now, so I would expect him to miss another game here tonight. I guess it's just that he's just been dealing with that upper body injury, and the good news is everybody was a full participant today, so that's a good sign. So, like, the injury front, only injury that is severe for the Flyers right now is only Nick Deslauriers, but that should be a big boost going forward as the Flyers take on two other good teams coming up in the next couple of days or so, other than the Ducks on Saturday night. They take on the Panthers, and a back-to-back between the Panthers and another game of a back-to-back. So it will be good to know what they'll look like with the Panthers on Monday night. And I'm not sure who they play on Tuesday night, but I will let you know as we get closer and closer to those games. And I will definitely be doing the pregame show for that game. So please just listen to my show. I'm going to say if you want to be a Flyers fan and say, like, if you're interested in watching these games or a fan of another team, just like give us a listen and all that. But hey, listen, but like I said, the Flyers have played very well. The Flyers need to play starting well again because they feel like they have to do a lot better than they do with other stuff in between. So for me, if they can get off to a better start than they did the last couple of games, that will be an excellent positive going forward, as a couple teams that are above in the 500 or above 500 are playing at their best right now too. All right, let's check out our starting goaltender matchup tonight for the Flyers and the Dallas Stars. So in goal tonight for the Flyers, it will be Sam Ersson coming back after missing a couple games due to that road trip. He was day-to-day the last couple games, but according to John Tortorella today, he's a full go. And so he is back in goal tonight for the Orange and Black. And this season, he is 6-9-6-2 and has a goals against average of 3.01 on the night. And for the Dallas Stars, it will be not Jake Ottinger, but it will be Casey DeSmith, the former Pittsburgh Penguin back in the day, who was a Penguin, and then he was a Vancouver Canuck for here and there, and also made his home very well, precisely up in Dallas. So it's Casey DeSmith for the Dallas Stars tonight, like I said, and he is 5-4-0 this season with a goals against average of 2.37. So Ersson for the Flyers and DeSmith in goal for the Dallas Stars. I would say that my predictions to this game here tonight, I expect more of the same. I would say that the Flyers will hopefully get an opportunity to try to win a game tonight here at home. And it feels like I haven't said that for quite a while, but the last time the Flyers had a home game that actually meant something and they played very well was the last game of the 2024 home slate of 2024 before they went on the Western road trip. And so this is only their second game out of a long, long road trip. Not a long road trip, but a long homestand for the Flyers. And hopefully for the Flyers' sake, it will be a good sign to have for the guys in orange and black as well. So I hope the Flyers do win tonight, but I would not be disappointed if the Dallas Stars win tonight as well, because they are one of the best teams in the NHL. All right, but before we go, I would say thanks to everybody who wanted to join in and also who chimed in as well. Thanks a lot for joining me. But I want to just say very quickly, just want to give my sincere thoughts and my very well wishes to everybody out there who are suffering through that tragedy that happened up in California over the wildfires that had happened the last couple of days. I have friends and family that are up there, and I hope that everybody is safe, and hopefully everybody is just hopefully trying to turn that negative into a positive, and hopefully there'll be more better days to come and all that. So just please stay safe out there, and always remember to always stay I mean, I know there's not there's not a lot to say about staying positive, but just like we always want to let you know that we're here for you, and like we want to know that everything that happened is that, I mean, it's a sad thing that happened, but I just hope everybody is safe and sound, and hopefully better days to come for California and for everybody that's been affected by it. All right, that is a wrap for the Hockey Night on Broad Flyers pregame show. But remember to stay tuned after the game for the Third Line John Flyers postgame show. Pat Bernard and Pavel will have you covered once again here tonight after the game goes final. I will be back on Saturday night when the Flyers take on the Anaheim Ducks. That will be a 7 o'clock puck drop here at South Philly. And at 6:30, it'll be a pregame show, and I will be doing the postgame show with my buddy Joey and Marks, who have a doubleheader that day. You'll see us on the Pass Sports Show on Saturday night, and I will see you guys again for the pre- and postgame show for the Flyers show. That's, again, starting at 6:30, puck drop at 7 o'clock, and immediately right after the game goes final, I will be back for the post-game show with Pat Behind the Glass and Joey Marks on that very important night. So for everyone behind the scenes and for everybody that made this work, so this has been the Hockey Night on Broad Flyers pregame show, James Scorza saying thanks for watching it and thanks a lot for joining me here tonight. Until then, I'll catch you guys back here on Saturday. And until then, enjoy the game, everybody, and have a good one, everybody. Stay safe.